Let's look at a problem involving percents. What number is 4.8% of 75? We're going to translate this problem into a missing number statement. Once we have the missing number statement, we'll be able to decide how to solve the problem. The words "what number" I'm going to replace with a box. The box represents the number we're trying to find. The "is" can be replaced with an equal sign. We want to know what this number equals. It equals 4.8% of 75. Percent of a number can always be replaced by percent times the number. So I will write 4.8% times 75. We can see here that we need to multiply these two numbers in order to get the missing number. So we are going to multiply. But before we can multiply, we need to get the percent sign out of the problem. Whenever we start a problem with a percent, we want to get rid of the percent sign before we do the calculation. To get rid of a percent sign, we divide by 100. To get rid of the percent sign, what we want to do is divide by 100. So I'm going to take that 4.8%, I'll write it here on the side, and I'm going to replace the percent sign with divide by 100. So I have 4.8 divided by 100. Now there's a couple ways you can divide a decimal number by 100. One way is to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. 4.8, if I move the decimal point 2 places to the left, 1, 2, it becomes 0.048. 0.048 is what I get when I divide 4.8 by 100. 0.048 is a decimal that is equal to 4.8%. Now there's another way you can divide by 100. If you forget which way to move the decimal point, you could use long division. You could take 4.8 and divide by 100 the long way. Let's go through that process just to see. 100 doesn't go into 4. And then I get to the decimal point, so I need to write the decimal point up above. When I think of this as 48 inside the long division box, 100 doesn't go into 48 either. Now I need to write a 0 up above because I'm to the right of the decimal point. I can add a 0 on the right of 4.8, 4.80, and think about 100 now going into 480. 100 goes in 4 times. Write 4 up above. 4 times 100 is 400. And subtract. 480 minus 400 is 80. I can now add another 0 on the right of my number inside the long division box. Bring it down. And think about 100 going into 800. 100 goes into 800 8 times. 8 times 100 is 800. Subtract. And I got 0 remainder. So there I get 0.048 when I divide 4.8 by 100. That's exactly what we got here when we move the decimal point 2 places to the left. Now let's go back to our problem. We're still trying to find what number equals, instead of writing 4.8% now, I can write 0.048 times 75. Because we've gotten rid of the percent sign, we can now go ahead and do the calculation. We can do the multiplication. Let's write 0.048 times 75. 5 times 8 is 40. I'll write down a 0, carry the 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Add 4, 24. Write down the 4, carry the 2. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Next, I'm ready to multiply by 7. Now, when I multiply decimals, I like to erase the numbers that I've carried before I move on to the next number. Here we go. 7 times 8 is 56. I'll write down the 6, carry the 5. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 5 is 33. Write down the 3, carry a 3. 7 times 0 is 0. Plus 3 is 3. And now I'm ready to add these digits together here. 0, 4 and 6 is 10. Write 0, carry the 1. 2 and 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. And I also have a 3. And now we have to decide where the decimal point goes in this answer. Well, there's a total of 3 decimal places in the numbers that we're multiplying. So I start at the right, and I move 1, 2, 3 places over from the right, and I get 3.600. These 2 zeros on the right end, beyond the 6, to the right of the 6, are not necessary. I can express this answer as just 3.6, and that's the answer to this problem.